Yo, so I am working on this Woodland creature kit. And these are all the little ones I've done so far. And then this time I'm going to make the deer. So, I don't know the difference between a deer and a doe. I guess, okay, so I said that to my boyfriend, and he said, basically, I don't really remember exactly what he said. Something along the lines of a buck is the boy and a doe is the girl. That's what I think the answer was. I don't know. Anyways, deer, I believe, was catch-all, and it means both. So don't quote me on what I'm making. I'm not good at animals. Hello. I know my animals, clearly. I'm making a thing out of felt and floss, whatever creature it may be. User's choice. I don't even care. I don't even care. I can call this thing a bunny if I want. I mean, it's got ears that are a little bit long. It could be perceived as a bunny. Sure, whatever. Okay, anyways, so I get this cute kit. And I've found that it is easier to do certain details of the embroidery before you cut it completely out. Like his little legs have this seam line, detail line, so that it like looks like there's two legs there, however you say that. So it's easier to do that before you actually cut the little individual legs out, just so that it's not pulling on your fingers quite as much. Because personally for me, doing that like thing with your thumb is painful. So also you can't really fit this in a hoop all that well. It's not hoop shaped. So anyways, did I already mention that I found this craft kit at like one of those random stuff stores for only $3? I absolutely love that. I love when I could find something for really, really cheap. Like it reminds me of these shoes that I got way, way long ago. They were $5. And oh my goodness, I wore those things for so long, years, literally years, to the point that they were falling apart and I had duct taped them back together a couple times. And one day I wasn't home. My mom just decided to throw them away because she didn't like that I wore duct taped shoes. But like, come on. Those were part of my soul, those $5 shoes that I literally just kept duct taping them back together. I was basically wearing duct tape. But like, come on, those were my shoes, man. Oh, that was a find. I love, love, love when I find a deal like that. Like, I'm so cheap. Oh my goodness. If you gave me a pair of $50 shoes, I might not even ever wear them because like, oh my goodness, I don't want to ruin them. If you give me a pair of $5 shoes, I'm going to wear those things until the end of time. I mean, assuming that they're comfortable. I loved those things. Why am I even blathering about this? Because this craft kit was $3 and it has lasted me forever. I mean, a lot of the craft kits that I find in places like that are overpriced and they're not even all that good. Like I have all the materials and can do the thing myself anyways. But this being only $3, absolutely worth it, because like all the felt and stuff is worth more than the $3. The thread is terrible, terrible quality, but it works, it works, it works. As long as you have the patience to sit there and unknot it kind of a lot often. I mean, it's whatever. It is what it is, okay? I lost my train of thought again. So I'm doing a little deer, though. It's not a buck. It doesn't have any antlers. That's like the extent of my animal knowledge there. When I was in Africa, I thought I saw a fox because it had this big puffy tail. So I asked people I was with, hey, is that a fox? No, it was a dog. So I totally know my animals. Like totally. Anyways, so I lost my train of thought. So his little details, I thought the little white spots on his back would be actually like appliqued on, but for some reason they weren't. They were just embroidered on. So you could do either depending on how much embroidering you want, how much applique you feel like you want on it. I like all the different textures of it. So they for some reason didn't have you do the nose until it was like completely done. I don't know why, because doing the nose when it was completely done seems way harder. So I did the nose when I did the rest of the face. So you have like that cute little white patch for the eyes, and then you're supposed to embroider the eyes and the mouth over it. But I also went to town and did the nose too, because like, I don't know, it just seemed a lot harder to do it later, and it seemed like there'd be a knot sticking out of it later. So I did it when I did these. User's choice. I have very little idea what I'm doing ever. So if I'm gonna, what's the word for veer off from the directions? Don't necessarily quote me on that. I mean, hey, I'm just doing a thing. Art shouldn't be difficult, and it shouldn't require too much brain power. I mean, if you're a super brain power arter, good for you. I'm not, obviously. I can't even sentence enough to sentence. So I'm just here doing a thing. It is what it is. I make so much sense. I'm an intelligent person. Can I have a new word other than person? I don't want to be person. Can I be something else? But it has to be like something interesting. I'll think on that. I'm going to kick myself out of person category and into something more hermity. Is hermit classified as a person? I'd like it to not be so that I can just call myself a hermit. Oh well, I'm going to call myself a hermit anyway, and I'm going to just go to town and say hermits aren't people, because I would like to not be a people. I had said something similar to that at some point about how, something about society, and some person got so offended and they tried to tell me, you're part of society. Not if I don't want to be. Society is all in your mind. If you want to be somewhere else in your mind, go somewhere else in your mind. I would like to be on a tropical island sometimes, but most of the time I am on my imaginary dirt road. For some reason, that is what brings me comfort and peace. I don't really have a dirt road that I can wander around here. Technically, I live in the middle of a forest, but it's not like, I don't know where you'd go for paths and stuff. And the only place that I do know where you'd go, I mean, it's not all that fun. We have an asylum, though, which would probably be pretty fun to wander around, except the part that was haunted is a very, very famous asylum. The part that was haunted had to get torn down because it was too dangerous, and then they had to fence up the actual just land, even though none of it's left because people trespass so bad over there. But even if you're not technically on that bit of land, the whole place is creepy, and it is a huge asylum. It's actually where I went to go learn to drive. It's a pretty fun place. So, in my opinion, that's just the kind of thing that my family likes. Our cemeteries here are sad, and usually we like to go to cemeteries, but we have a double-decker cemetery. It's just kind of fun. It's just not nearly as cool as the other ones. Like, we lived within walking distance to the Lizzie Borden Cemetery for a couple of years. I spent so much time down there. And then I also lived within walking distance to a different cemetery that was even cooler than that one. I just personally loved it. I spent so much time down there. I could walk or run or just like do art or literally whatever. It was fun. Very fun. Go look at the stones and stuff. Just, yeah. Bye.